All right. Hi. It's a pleasure to be here, everyone, here at this Chainlink event. And Chainlink is all about data on chain towards AI. And Ocean is also related to, well, AI and data and so on, like this whole event. Today, I'm going to talk about something going towards sovereign general intelligences, kind of a new phrase. But how do we get there? A lot of this event has been about how the world, AI world, is quite centralized. 4 big companies with all the biggest models. And at the same time, those big models are going to keep getting bigger, bigger, bigger. It's really hard for the decentralized movement to sort of keep up. So there's been a lot of talk about where AI can help blockchain and blockchain can help AI. What I'm going to talk today about is a very specific example of something that's live now, a very recent invention, basically, where a decentralized AI can make an impact today. And then I'm going to get into the far science, the sci-fi stuff, into the far future. So yes, let's jump into how can decentralized AI make an impact. When I was young, I grew up on a farm in rural Canada, and every day on the hour, we would sit around the radio and listen. Is it going to rain in the next 1 hour, 3 hours, 6 hours? And my father would make us all be quiet, and we would listen. And if we were out in the field, seeding or harvesting, and if it said it was going to rain, we had to scramble and rush to get our equipment back to the farm before that equipment tore up everything with mud and whatnot. And vice versa, too. If it had been raining, when's it going to stop? So these predictions of rain made a huge difference to our actions as farmers in agriculture. Predictions are everywhere. Pull up your Apple Weather app, and you will see predictions for the chance of rain in the next 1 hour, 2 hours, the next day, 2 days, and so on. And not just rain, it's also temperature, etc. And this is very useful to you for making decisions about, do I take out my raincoat, my umbrella? Should I wear a t-shirt and shorts? And it's not just weather like that. It could be longer term and not just weather. In this case, this is an example of a prediction for long-term energy usage up to the year 2030. An interesting, scary aspect of this prediction is, if you look at the very final bar on the far right, the black line is demand, and then everything below it, those bars, are supply. So demand is going to outstrip supply. So that probably means prices will go up unless we do something about supply. And the thing is, there's not just predictions everywhere. There's really money in predicting. For example, in agriculture, right? Farmers are willing to spend time or money to predict, is it going to rain? Or should they spray for bugs and weeds? There's money in predicting energy. If you are the state of Texas and you're worried that it's going to get really hot, then your energy usage is going to go up, and you might have to, go to the Bitcoin miners and ask them to turn it down, which is what happened 3 weeks ago. So there's really money in that. There's money in predicting real estate, as a real estate speculator, as an investor, etc. There's money in predicting logistics. If you are an AI startup, you need to predict what will the AI supply be 6 months from now, 1 year from now. But if you're NVIDIA making this, you need to predict, OK, how many GPUs do I need to manufacture on TSMC 6 months, 12 months from now? Because TSMC, the big manufacturer, they also have their own capacity constraints. There's money in predicting finance, right? If you can predict if Bitcoin or ETH will go up in 5 minutes, then you buy now. If it's going down, you sell or you short. And not just tokens, but of course, TradFi as well. The thing is, it's hard to predict accurately. Here's an example for sea ice, Arctic sea ice. These predictions were made in about 1970. And then the red line is actually what happened. So the black line was the predictions, the average. The blue lines are the confidence intervals. And the red is what happened. So the observations of what actually happened over the last 30, 40 years, it was off by 40%. And the climate modelers, they meant to predict well. It's just really hard. The thing is, when they're wrong, when our sea level rises more on all this, who is accountable? Or the weatherman that we listen to make decisions about farming and driving the tractors and so on. What if he's wrong? Who's accountable then? So what we've been working on at Ocean is the idea of prediction feeds. These are time series predictions, every hour, every day, et cetera, and necessarily decentralized. So we imagine 10,000 plus prediction feeds on the planet, weather prediction for every square kilometer, and crypto price prediction, all of these. where people are accountable based on money. And that leads to the accuracy, and I'll get into the dynamics of that. And of course, with crypto goodness, globally distributed, non-custodial, privacy preserving. The main trick for accountability is money. Put your money where your mouth is. So you submit a prediction. If you're correct, you make money. If you're wrong, you get slashed. Simple as that. And of course, you put this on chain. So the box on the left, the gray box is, this is a smart contract running on a privacy-preserving EVM, Oasis Sapphire. And what it does is it takes in predictions from the crowd, from anyone who wants to be a predictor. They are running bots or making individual predictions, submitting predictions to the smart contract on chain, and then all of those get aggregated up. And they get aggregated up into a feed. So every 5 minutes, for example, the price of Bitcoin, will it go up, yes or no? ETH, et cetera. So lots of different feeds. And when you make the prediction on the far left, you have to stake against this. This is the accountability aspect. So then, who's might consume this? Well, in the world of DeFi, this is traders and agents who buy this. Traders running their agents who buy this and see, okay, this is more alpha, right? A simple naive thing might be, if price goes up, buy. If price goes down, sell. But of course, you can get more complicated. So this is live right now. The testnet is live. It goes live in mainnet next week at predictor.ai. And we're starting off with DeFi use case for the top 10 tokens by market cap. So Bitcoin, ETH, DOT, TRX, and more. And this actually, a key component of this is, as a trader, you're not going to submit a prediction every 5 minutes on your own, right? Sorry, buy a prediction and use that every 5 minutes. You'll get exhausted after 2, 3, 4 hours. Same thing as a predictor. So you've got to have bots running, right? Or agents, right? And these can be centralized or decentralized. What I show here are screenshots of the centralized agents that you can run locally or on Azure or otherwise. And under the hood, there's a lot of AI going on, especially on the predictor side, right? These things need to make models looking at past historical price data, and maybe other things too, sentiment data, news about SEC, et cetera, right? And then same thing for the trader side. So there's agents in this prediction feeds ecosystem. And of course, necessarily, if you want these decentralized AI to get useful, to be used, people have to have a way to make money. And in this case, the predictors, they run their prediction bots, they sell those, they make money that way. The traders, they buy the feeds, they use that as alpha to make money as well. So agents and their owners make money by predicting and trading. And predictions are valuable, like I had mentioned before. So what I had just talked about was answering the question, how can decentralized AI make an impact today, where it's actually competitive? I talked about predictions being very valuable data. And I talked about a first use case using predictor AI in the case of DeFi. We're not going to stop at DeFi. We're going to keep going for weather data, for energy data, and so on. You can now ask, what happens next, right? This gets into the fun sci-fi stuff. So what happens next? First of all, these centralized agents, there's nothing stopping anyone from taking it today and making it decentralized. And there's a lot of great tech out there emerging already. There's Fetch AI with its decentralized autonomous agents. There's Singularity Net. There's Autonolos, and there's more, right? So these decentralized agents then, they live on chain, and they're trading and doing the thing on behalf of the owner. But they don't even need necessarily an owner, right? What if the agent keeps the money, the earnings, for itself? You have sovereign agents, true economic agency of these agents. And you might think this is kind of fun, but at the same time, these things emerge as public utilities. Sort of like, say, Bitcoin itself is a public utility, right? In this case, as a store of value. And of course, when you have a lot of these agents interacting together, which we should expect, there can be tens, hundreds, thousands, hundreds of thousands of these things interacting, then we have swarms of sovereign agents. And we already see this with things like centralized ad exchanges and so on. Why stop at bits? Let's go to atoms, in this case, man-made atoms. We already have self-driving cars emerging. What if these cars were self-owning? What if they were sovereign cars, where the money they earn, say in the Uber network, they make themselves, right? Why not? There's nothing stopping it. The technology pieces can be connected today. Self-driving trucks, sovereign roads. Why not? Why stop there? And then this is infrastructure for civilization. And sovereign wind farms, and we can keep going and going. But once again, why stop at man-made things? Why not also have things like sovereign rivers? Did you know that right now the Amazon River has personhood? Let's give it economic agency by linking it to the blockchain. Let's make it intelligent by giving it LLMs, right? So Amazon can now stand up for itself rather than just being passive. Same thing, did you know Lake Erie also has personhood? Well, once again, let's bring in blockchain and AI goodness, such that Lake Erie can have economic agency. Self-owning forests, same thing. Right now, there actually is a self-owning forest by the Terra Zero project out of Germany. So all of these, we have sovereign agents in bits. We have sovereign things, from power grids to cars. And we can have sovereign nature. All of these together, let's group into an overall label and call it sovereign general intelligences. All of them are agents, things, natural bodies, living together, working together with true economic agency in cooperation with humans. So to wrap up my talk, I first asked the question, how can decentralized AI make an impact today, where it's actually competitive? And I zoomed in on predictions, specifically decentralized prediction feeds, live today at predictor.ai. Starting with tokens, but going beyond for weather, energy, and so on. What happens next, the sci-fi future? Well, we take these agents running as predictors, running as trading agents, and we let them own themselves. We give them true economic agency as sovereign agents. And not just for trading bots, but also in the world of things and in the world of natural bodies. And this is sovereign general intelligences. Thank you.